Hey, Woodlands Church family, Daniel and Matt here to update you. Last Sunday we had a congregational update meeting, like a family meeting, and we talked about things going on in ministry that aren't necessarily seen by everyone. And we wanted to bring them to everyone's attention because we're excited about them and we wanted to share that with you. So first of all, our Deacon Board that was approved back in January has been meeting. We've been meeting every month since then, and they've been really forming together as a team to help out certain people in our congregation with some legit needs. And so that's just been going amazingly well. They're training, they're learning, and I'm really excited for the future of our Deacon team as well.
Yeah, and just to add to that really quick, I think we mentioned on Sunday that Heather and Courtney are kind of co-chairing the Deacon Board, which is super cool. The other big thing that's happening right now and is literally happening every week is our Celebrate Recovery ministry. And so this has been something that we've been praying about and also preparing for months. I mean, there have been months and months and months of preparation that has gone into this. CR launched about a month ago on Friday nights. They meet at First Baptist Church. And they've just been having so much success from day one with people coming and sharing about what they're going on, attempting to overcome the hurts, the hang-ups, the addictions, and things like that in their life. And that ministry is just blossoming and going super, super strong. And so that's a positive update. I think Nate shared on Sunday that they had something like 22 people in attendance last Friday, which is absolutely phenomenal.
That is awesome, yeah. And so now another thing that happened about a month ago is we had our Discipleship Conference. Mm-hmm. This was a one-day thing where instead of just doing Discipleship 1, Discipleship 2 on different days in different places, we came together at Alpine Camp in Twin Peaks, and we did it all together. It was a blast because we got to worship together, we got to eat lunch together, and then we broke up into the different modules of DS to do those trainings, those equipping times. It was an amazing experience. The feedback we've gotten so far has just been wonderful, and seeing people be equipped to make disciples has been phenomenal.
Yeah, huge success there, and that's something we're going to be doing 2 times a year as we seek to see people not only just do DS1, but do DS2, DS3, and in the future DS4 and DS5. And then the final thing we wanted to update you about is our young adult ministry, which has also been months in the work, and in some ways years in the work, but really over the last few months it's really come together with a group of leaders to get this thing off the ground. And they meet for the first time next Thursday, so a week from this Thursday. They're having a bonfire up at Thousand Pines Camp. If you know a young adult, or if you are a young adult and you want more info, get in touch with the church and we'll give you the time and the location.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting stuff there too. And Liam and Shane shared their heart on that one, and it was just an amazing testimony to what our culture needs today. A quick update on our elder board. So if you also remember in January, John Shepard felt it was time to hang up his hat, and so we prayed for him. We had a great time of ministry there, and our board right now is 3 of us. It's Daniel, myself, and then John Rowe, who couldn't be with us today. We are looking into one more candidate right now to join our board who's qualified and ready to serve in this capacity, and we'll be talking more about that in maybe a month or 2 to come. We have one more person in the pipeline on this one as well, and we just need a little more time on with him. But we are excited. We're looking forward to the new shifts in our elder board at the same time.
For sure. So yeah, we're looking at bringing on one man soon, and then another man sometime in the future, but yet to be determined, to get our elder board back up to 4 or 5, maybe even 6 men at some point. But that's where we're at with that. Hey, quick financial update for you, and it's a really important one, and I just need to be direct about this. The church is struggling financially right now. We voted on a budget at the end of 2023 or the beginning of 2024 and approved that budget. And we had some expectations or some hopes about the giving that would come in the first quarter. And unfortunately, we fell significantly below what we were anticipating and expecting. We fell $13,000 below that, which is a huge sum. As I told Matt, like, this isn't just a matter of not having coffee and muffins. Like, $13,000 is a really, really big deal for the first few quarters, and that equates to about $4,000 or so per month that we're in the hole. So just to give you some idea about where we're at on our income versus what we budgeted. Now there is some good news with this. The budget that we set at the beginning of the year is the staff and the leadership are following that budget. We're right. What we have spent is right on budget, but it's not right on with what we have received in giving. And so with all that being said, the elder board did come together and we decided that we did need to make some both long-term and short-term changes to try to get us back to as close to balanced as we can. And before I share those few things that we changed, I think the first thing I just want to say to you, church, is man, Matt and I's heart, and you're going to hear this in a second, is that ministry would continue at this church and that it would flourish and that it would thrive. But we need your support and we need your partnership. If you're a regular giver or tither, man, thank you so much for your long-term support in that. Like, God bless you for that. If you're a regular attender or member and giving has been a hard thing for you, maybe it's because of something that's going on in your life or your job situation, like, we totally understand that. While at the same time, we want to encourage you to get this area of your life right with the Lord and support and partner with the church as much as you feel called to help us as we've made some decisions for the church to help us keep ministry thriving and growing. So here's the changes we've made. Again, there's some short-term and some long-term. A couple of the long-term ones are this. We had had a internal treasurer and an external professional CPA or accountant, and both of those were contracted employees for a very small amount of money per month, but enough that it mattered. And the elder board just made the decision to lay off the internal treasurer, but keep the external bookkeeper and accountant, and we will be putting some volunteers in place to help us with the internal treasury part in the future. So that'll save us a little bit of money. As well, we've approached the San Moritz Lodge, the lake management company, and just shared with them the position that we are in financially and asked them if they would consider a reduce in rental costs for the San Moritz Lodge, just to give us some relief. We're hopeful, but we don't know anything about that yet. So those are kind of the couple of long-term things that we've done. The short-term things are this. The first thing we've done is for the second quarter, we are not spending any money that is not essential. So essential things are like, we still want to make sure we support our missionaries. We still have to pay our rent at the lodge. Things like that just absolutely have to happen. Anything else that's non-essential is totally frozen. We are not spending any money that is not absolutely essential in this moment. And that'll give us some significant relief for the second quarter as we hope to see an increase in giving. But some of the biggest things that have happened are with our payroll and with our employees, both our hourly employees and our salaried employees. And our staff is our biggest cost. Now, they are also one of our biggest resources. I mean, they are the ones that lead ministry teams, recruit volunteers, and make sure that everything that's happening in the church happens. And so they are one of our biggest resources, but they are also our biggest cost. And so we've had some changes with our payroll. And I want to be clear about this. Every change with payroll has been voluntary. We have not asked or told anyone that has not volunteered to take a change in their pay to help the church. And so just so you are aware, we have a number of very, very part-time employees. 3 of those part-time employees for this season have chosen not to take any pay at all, which is absolutely amazing. 2 more of our part-time employees have both come to me and offered not to get paid in this season, but they're both also dependent on the little bit of pay that they get from the church. And so I actually turn them down on forfeiting their pay at this time, because I know that it's something that they need right now for their own life, but that is an option down the road. And then of course the 2 guys standing here, like, we are the biggest payroll cost, and we're not afraid to just be honest about that. Now, I'm full-time, Matt's not. Matt's like a third time, depending on how you look at it. We probably pay him a third time and he works half-time.
Yeah, I'm gonna remember that.
But we both agreed, and again voluntarily, to take a 20% reduction in our pay for this season, which equates to about a total together of about a $1,300 reduction in our pay, but savings for the church per month. And again, we're hoping that this is just temporary for us to help the church stay or get back in the black while we hope to see giving increase. So I know the money stuff isn't always fun, and maybe it sucks a little bit to hear about some of the changes that have had to be made, but here's the good news. Like, ministry is growing and thriving at Woodlands. We are starting new ministries, new lives are being touched, people are coming to the Lord. Like, ministry is unbelievably excellent and fruitful right now, even though we've seen a little bit of a decrease in where we're at financially. And one of the things that Matt and I feel super strongly about, and John Rowe would agree with us on this, the other elder, is that ministry will absolutely continue at Woodlands Church. Like, we, as you can see, we will do whatever it takes to make sure that ministry continues at Woodlands Church. And what we're asking is that you would join us in that. And again, just asking you boldly for your support, your generosity in this time as Woodlands attempts to get back to a better place financially. But know this, ministry is great. It's thriving at Woodlands, and we are excited about the next season of Woodlands Church. So with that, we went a little bit over our time, but we felt like it was important for you to hear all these things. You guys have a great rest of your week, and I look forward to seeing you on Sunday.